Basically, this is how I see us, and I think once we get together, like really get together, we'll be an unstoppable monster that consumes the bad things, and that kind of makes me excited. So this is my side.
Alright. I would think that it speaks for itself, but I believe that it really is devoid of sense to base one's economic system on greed. Avarice is a bad quality. It's one of the 7 deadly sins that it needs to be tempered. That I think a lot of businesses can be run successfully as that.
Well, Occupy has changed the conversation in this country. In the presidential campaign, we're now talking about things we haven't talked about since the 1930s. Inequality, poverty, corporations, corporate domination, taxes, all kinds of things. We need to take our country.
A sign that I've used here and also on Fridays in our vigil against the war, because I feel like war is not the answer. It's not an alternative to solving problems, and our country still thinks along those lines. The military and the Defense Department still think about war and
Well, just to start off, my sign says, "Look, Mom, no future." Bottom line, I'm a very angry, disgusted high school student with the state of the world. The way corporations have unfair trading advantages over third world nations.
Civilians out there. Yeah.
Knowledge, education equals debt. It's not fair that in this country, like, you have a right to have an education. Knowledge is a right. You should know it. And it's not fair that to get an education, get a career, to be someone in this country, you have to get in debt to banks.
Because they will go to Mexico, pay taxes, even if you don't have papers. Then with those monies, we spend money.
And I wrote this because a lot of us we're here for a lot of different reasons, and there's a lot of issues that Occupy is addressing, everything from healthcare to housing to immigration to corporate greed to corruption in our government, and the truth is that whether one affects us or not, and it might affect our neighbor and not me as much, that fight is still my fight, because we're fighting the same things. We're fighting people with a lot of money and a lot of power that they don't deserve, and they got there on the backs of us and our neighbors. So my fight is your fight, and your fight is my fight. And the other side of my sign says, I'm not a commodity. I will not be silenced. And I think something that we see a lot in our country right now and around the world is people being treated not as human beings, but as if they were disposable and replaceable and not worth a living wage. And the truth is that, like, we all are. And what corporations and what people up top want us to do is remain silent and be comfortable and complacent. And I'm saying I will refuse to do that.
Yeah!
Yeah!
We will not be silent.
Do you guys want to